Hello, this is Kathy Hennessy, and I am running for the Stonebriar HOA. This is the third video that I have done. You can find them on my YouTube channel at Kathy Hennessy, Cathyhennessey. The next topic I want to talk about is communication for all ages. And what do I mean by that? I'll make this quick. I've talked about the first thing I want to talk about is our virtual meetings. There's no reason in this day and age that we shouldn't have the opportunity to watch our HOA meetings virtually. They are most of the equipment is free, or we can certainly get it sponsored. It's less than $100. I would even be willing to pay for the equipment myself if I was elected to the board, or even if I'm not elected. If they are willing to do so, I would like to see that recorded and transcribed, and then those released the next day. And then they could be pushed out to you in email. One of the things that we think about when communication is, do we have to go and search for it? Or can it be pushed to us through email or through social media? And the thing about having to go and search for it is, generally, I have found that it takes at least 5 clicks to get to something on the Front Steps app. And not everybody has access to the app. It's not easy for everyone to use on their cell phone. Maybe they don't have the latest technology or the biggest phone or just computer access. It's just hard sometimes to get to click through all those things to get to what you need. But when it could be sent out to you as soon as it happens, and that includes our committee reports. So as soon as the committee reports are available, they could be sent out in email. They could be sent out to the website so they're accessible right away. And transcribing would be able to do that for us. So you could still do an approval. The board could simply do an email approval because they said they don't approve them till the next day, or excuse me, the next meeting. So why not approve them through email? They're transcribed, so there shouldn't be any question about what was said. So I'd like to use that push technology so that you're getting that information as soon as it is available. So let's have our virtual meetings available, the minutes available, and everything pushed out to you. The next thing that I think we should think about is the digital magazine. I think Stroll is an awesome publication, and I think that, it's in arrears though, if you think about it. It is only covering things from maybe a month ago, or maybe something a month in the future that it may advertise. I think that we have very creative communications team and many more members that have told me they would like to participate in a communications committee and develop more digital opportunities to share stories about our families and to share events that might already be happening, not only in Frisco, but certainly the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as well as our own neighbors and what's happening with them. We have so many great stories to tell. Plus, we have so much great information to share with all of our committee work. So why not expand our digital scope and have a magazine that we can produce as well? I'm not saying we should eliminate Stroll by any means. I think it has a great place, and maybe we certainly partner with them. We can have the printed version, and then we could have our digital version as well and work in conjunction. I think that would be a great solution, and I'm happy to reach out to Stephanie Pickett to start those conversations. The other thing is social media. Now, I understand that our legal department through the Associate Management Company has said that they advise the board members not to have an official social media page. Well, of course, they're attorneys and they want to avoid all lawsuits as possible. So the easiest way to avoid all lawsuits is just not to do anything. Well, that's not practical. Social media is safe. It's used in every corporation imaginable, and there's certainly ways to control that. In fact, it's better than to have a sponsored page that is monitored and reviewed before anybody posts anything to make sure that it's not offensive to any of our neighborhood or any of our city members, particularly our elected officials, anybody that certainly somebody would want to pose any harm to. Those things can be monitored and they can be approved before it's posted. So while we appreciate good legal advice, we certainly can go against it and we can sponsor a social media page. So I would definitely recommend Instagram as well as a Facebook page to disseminate information. And for those that want to participate in those, they can. And if they don't, they've got the other means through email and our website. So I think it's a great place for our board members to react to questions to get answers out quickly. And then we can certainly summarize any of those comments if somebody doesn't have a social media page on a digital magazine or our Stroll magazine. So to me, it's just that is a good way to get to all of our ages. We have great young teens that are using TikTok. I would love to engage them in some type of a young communication strategy committee, and they can do TikTok videos around the neighborhood. It'd be great experience for them, something they could put on their resume, something that we could monitor easily. So I think we have so many great people that want to volunteer for committees. I think we could double the size of our communication committee and assign different social media tasks, different digital media. We also have a lot of great residents that are still continuing to work, and they actually work in these fields. They are digital content creators. They are digital strategists. I've met several of them, and I think they would love to lend their hand in communicating and developing something a little bit more creative for our communications. So I think there is a different value for having all of the different ways to communicate with people. And while the other thing, I guess the last thing that I would like to think about is a survey. Everybody references, oh, we did this survey 2 years ago. Great. It's great. But maybe it didn't ask all the questions that we need to ask. It's not, are we a great neighborhood? Yes or no. It's how can we improve? It's much better to say, what can we do better, more of, or differently than just say, are you happy? Most people are going to say, yep, I'm happy. But if you ask them, what could you improve on? Then I think people will give you ideas. And so I think we should do a yearly survey, short, less than 10 questions. It can be done digitally. It could be done by paper, and people can send it in just like we do voting for our directors, our board of directors, and so that we can always have a constant pulse of what is going on. We can also do polls on our social media site because we are controlling who is on that social media page. Then we know it's just our neighbors responding. It can be an anonymous poll just to give a quick question about, hey, what do you think about our new shrubs? Or what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? It's just a great way to continue the pulse of our neighborhood and what is happening. So that is it. I think that gives you some good ideas of what I am thinking about for communication for all ages. If you have other priorities that you would like me to talk about, please let me know, and I will be happy to do another video. Have a great day. Thank you.